Hey everybody, I have just curled my hair. I had some of those little crispy tips start from friction that's discussed with heat defiant curls, which I would not give up because I like to be able to change my look and I like to use a curling iron or hot rollers. I don't want to look the same every day. Of course, you could put a different wig on every day, but I like looking a little different. I like styling my hair different, and I'm learning. And so I wanted to teach you guys how I curl my wig. Okay, it's how I do it. It might not be the perfect way, and you're going to get on here and you're going to find other people teaching, and you're going to pick up some tricks from me and some tricks from them, and you're going to put it all together, and it's just going to make it work perfect for your hair. All right, so here is a section. I'm just going to cut that into two sections. My tips feel pretty good, but you see what I do? I have it and I squeeze it up on the top, and then I just barely touch a little, and then I put it on those tips. It seems to work really well. I can't get all of it in, but I'm going to go ahead and roll it up. And then when I get right here, I start releasing and get those tips inside there. That's really a key trick to curling your hair or a wig's hair smoothly to make the tips smooth. Aren't these curls looking pretty? It's all in the thumb. Ta-da! Okay, so here's one that has cooled, so I can take the clip out. There's another one, so I can take the clip out. All right, and I have one little section here left. It feels good on the ends. I'm going to even roll it up this way, and you can see those little feathered tips that didn't get put in there. Get it up so far, and then just start releasing. I can even roll it up a little bit more and release some more, so I'm sure I got those tips smoothly in there. Whenever you're using a curling iron, I'm using this one on low. You check the box to see how hot the different settings get, and then you check with the wig manufacturer as to how hot the fibers are allowed to get without causing damage. And see what happens if you just drop it. It can flatten while it's cooling, and that one got away from me, so I'm just going to roll it up and hope that it will do right. Be good. All right, I've already done these sections here, and I had some crispies right under the nape here, and I'm going to try to add that little bit, but it was harder to show that section on the camera, but I'm going to try to put a clip in showing how that I smoothed that back out and made it look perfect again. Okay, I'm going to see how this works. So, I've got my section, and this one is one of the worst. You can see it right here because of the friction and how hot I get. This is right here at the very back of my neck, and I get so hot right there. And so it has just naturally, after a little bit of time, caused that section to get... I guess you just call it gnarly. And so I'm just straightening out the And now I'm going to take the curling iron, and I didn't get the tips in. I'm going to roll her up a little bit, and then I'm going to just barely pull and release, and then roll up the rest of the way. I'm also being careful not to touch the scalp. And now we've got this curl all rolled up here. And we're going to get a clip. And ta-da! Now it will cool in a curled position. You can, and I have this on low. And now, and I want you to remember that you have to talk to your manufacturer regarding these kind of things, or you could accidentally heat something that's not heat resistant. And looking on the boxes and talking to maybe customer support, there's, seeing how hot these devices can get, and then the manufacturer of the wig specification as to how hot of a device or how hot you can get it is something that's really important for you to do. If you don't know how hot your wig fibers can handle, and you don't know how hot your curling iron is getting, then you could make big mistakes that could cost you a wig. All right. So this is my the front hair on one side. And I have just a little bit of that roughness. It's heat related from my own hands pushing my hair back out of my face. I'm learning, and then also some amount of friction just moving around my head back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Some people thought that it's better to buy a wig when you just love the style and just wear it, and if it's not heat resistant, it can't do this. But I like to have my hair in different, I didn't get that exactly right. I want to put it down here at the bottom. See, I didn't get it all the way in. And then spiral it up a little bit on the front. And there we go. You can even take a comb if you're unsure, and you can comb your ends. And a little piece got away. And this was a thinner section, so I don't want to leave it on as long. Alright, same thing. I'm doing thinner sections right here at the front. Getting me just a little bit of that conditioner, because I've got a little bit of those ends that has been affected by friction heat and possibly me twiddling with my hair. It feels so good to have this much hair again. I've straightened the end with a curling iron. With a flat iron. And then, I don't want to curl it away. I want to curl it away from my face. So I didn't get all the ends in. There's just a little bit left there. I'm going to roll it up on that end, and then I'm going to start up the base. And I'm releasing with my thumb. There it went. It slid. And now roll it up the rest of the way. And that way those tips got inside the clamp. I love these little clippies, but you can get these that are not got plastic on them, just more utilitarian. And I have seen little metal clips that's specifically designed for this at the wig shops that I'm going to buy. Just putting a little bit of that conditioner on the end where I feel that it has gotten a little bit of that heat friction. And I smooth her back out. I'm putting her in at the bottom. Oh, I'm going to get the tips in on this one. And then I'm going to be careful not to get too, I'm going to make sure I don't let heat touch my cap. And I have silicone ear tabs, and I'm sure silicone is quite heat resistant, but not being for sure, I'd just rather be cautious. Oh, that looks nice, doesn't it? All right, so these have cooled, so I can harvest the clip. And these are not. All right, so here's another section, and I'm going to divide that and up because this is my crown. So I could do that the same way. Feels fine on the ends because it couldn't touch my neck, and I hadn't been messing with it with my fingers because it wasn't right in the front of my head. So, of course, no crispies on the end, as I called them. I'm learning how to use my closet, right? Because I thought it was just the perfect place, you know. This is where I curl my hair. This is where I put on my makeup. This is where all my clothes are. They're everywhere. I'm still organizing. I've just gotten in here. And so, there we go. I didn't get a little tip in there, so I'm just gonna release and lightly tug. I have a hand-tied cap, so I have to be more careful, I think, than a wefted cap, which is where it's machine sewn, to not pull against this soft meshy material and those little bitty hand-tied knots. So we've got to be more careful. And you know what? It does take a little time to do this, but then it lasts for a week. I mean, it's just wonderful how long your hair lasts. I mean, you can take the time, you know, to give it a new style, add some more curl, and then you don't have to do this tomorrow. You know, I mean, it's just so wonderful. That part of it, you don't have to do this tomorrow. Tomorrow, you just put it on your head and go. So today's all right, here's a section, and I've got some of that crispy right there. It's because I just won't keep my hands out of my hair. I just keep touching it, and I don't know, it's just new hair, right? Putting a little bit of that conditioner on. combing her out. But I can feel it right there on the tips. So I will take my flat iron. And the popping you're hearing is it popping. It's because of that conditioner. Okay. And now we will roll her up. Let out the tip. Get that tip in there. And ta-da. Smaller sections, smaller curls. Okay, so I wanted to show you me doing the front specifically. So this is my part right here. And I want it to come up and off of my face. Okay, so part of this I had already curled. And part of it I hadn't. I'm going to put a little bit of conditioner on the tips, and then I'm putting it right on top of my part and curling it straight up, and then I'm taking this thing and I'm giving it, not touching my cap in any way, but I'm just putting a little extra heat right here to make that go up. And if you don't feel that you're tech savvy enough to do that, don't do it. Just curl it up. Don't use the little extra thing. And now I'm hoping that that will give it an upward do. And then I'm going to do the same thing right here. Part of my hair from behind got inside of this clip. There we go. Just a little bit of conditioner just on that. I'm rolling it up, releasing and sliding those tips in, and then giving it that little updo. And I just do the little extra just on this one right in the front. I don't do it on the others. Okay, I feel the heat. Technically, she was curled pretty good, but I just had gotten some of that heat friction on the front right in here and on the nape of my neck. So that was the main reason that I was recurling her. I gave her a wash and let her dry, and I wore her the next day. Her curls were great. I wore her the day after that. Her curls were great. But since I'm going to go out of town in a few days for a convention where I'll be teaching how to make hot processed soap for conventions, I thought I'm just going to go ahead and give her a new curl. So these things here will go. Okay, so this one's fresh, but these have cooled. So the plastic on these clips hangs sometimes. Up, look, this one here. See, that one didn't get enough curls, so I'm going to put her back up there and clip her down. Oh, isn't that pretty? And so I'm going to keep working on her, and I'll bring you back. Okay, so here was my most troubled area with having a little bit of that gnarly feeling, that and the nape from just the heat of my body, because I'm not used to having long hair. I had to learn how to use some barrettes and some clips to keep my hair up out of the way, and I just squeeze up a little bit of conditioner, and then I just barely touch it with my fingers because that's what I have right now. All right, and then I'm just going to put that on these sections here where the heat of my hand made them odd. And then I'm going to take my flat iron and flatten and get that, and you hear the little sizzle. That little sizzle is not my hair dyeing, that is the lotion or the conditioner. So now my ends feel smooth again. They don't feel that way anymore. So now I can curl them. So I would then take a section. I could even add a little bit more of the conditioner, but I've added it, so I feel good about it. And now my fibers are straight again and ready for curling. I love changing my hair on a regular basis. I love doing something different with it. I've always been that way, just love to do new things. And I feel the heat I'm doing a little, see my thumb? I'm attempting to pull the curling iron out of this spiraled curl without losing it, but I didn't do it. But I'm going to pull it back up into its curl while it's still warm. And put my clip on it. All right. My part is over here. I showed you that. So I'm going to pull this section more upright. Ooh, the ends went in. That was nice. But I'm still spiraling the curl. I'm pulling down a little bit as I rolled it so that it's evenly spiraled. And I'm being really careful not to get too close to my lace. I am easily an inch from the lace. And this is a thin section, so it will take less time than a thick section. It will also take the curl a little stronger because it is a thin section. I'm going to hold here. There we go. I released it slightly and let that tip slide in. Have clip ready. Aha, I got her. All right. Get another section. I've already straightened this section with the flat iron on the tips there where it was a little gnarly. Now I'm going to roll her up, attempt to do a little bit of a spiral. I'm going to release the clips on my part that I did. I'm being careful. I've got a hand-tied cap, and I think you have to take special precaution with that hand-tied cap not to get too close to it. That's my opinion. I don't think it's good to get your curling iron too close to the knots. It's just my opinion. Oh my, come on. Okay. And in this section, I want this to go away from my face, because here's the part. We want that to go up and over this way. So I'm going to take this and divide it into two sections, pull it up, and I'm going to curl it away from the part. And I didn't get my tips in. Oh, I released too much. Try again. All right. There we go. Got those tips in. I did get a couple of little strands there that fell out, but it's not no biggie. And hang on. I'm going to turn you just a little. Staying away from my lace cap. Lace front, I guess. Should you do this every day? No. That would be, I think, too much wear and tear on those fibers. And I don't think that your wig would last as long, maybe. And I'm a completely not smart on that subject, but it just seems to me that that would be the deal, is that if you put too much heat to it just every day, all the time, it would be bad for it. But then it's bad for our own human hair to do that. And we do it anyway a lot, but then we have to cut it, and we have the luxury of growing more. But we don't have that luxury. This is all we get unless we go buy us another wig, which is the solution. All right. And I believe we've got her all curled. I think I've done every section. I think there might be one right here that yeah, there's just a little place right there. But see how I'm curling her away from my part? I'm just showing you. I'm going to try not to speed this one up, this section here. So, okay, so now I'm starting to feel that heat all the way across. So, I'm unrolling her and putting in a clip. And so I basically rolled her away from my face, and you can see where that up from where I did that. Well, you might not can see. All right, I'm going to do the rest. I'll be right back. Okay, so I've got some still cooling, but it is so seriously important that you are so cautious pulling these things out. And I didn't say that I put those in, but I do. And I will feel and go underneath the wig and pull it out of the head from underneath the wig. And then reach for it with my other hand on the outside. So I'll go up and say, okay, here's one. And I'll put my fingers under it and start working it out until I have the tip to where I can feel it with this hand. And then I will pull it out. And you must be so very cautious with these little wig pins when you're putting your wig on the head, because you can rip a weft, or you could rip your hand-tied cap by being too rough. It is so very, very important that you are very slow and easy and just really take your time with these clips. I mean, with these stick pins. And these are wig stick pins. Let's see if I did it. I did it! Yay! Okay, and let's go ahead and get the rest of these little clips out. Just two more. Just two more. Hang on. Okay. I know you've seen me do it. Want to get her nice and airy. And then find. And I itch. So I sit and make sure that all my hairs are where they're supposed to be. Okay. They're not curled up inside the cap, or if you have a wefted cap, there's no little hairs poking up through the wefting. And then I haven't put the stays on there yet. I'm going to. Hang on. Okay, so now I want to see that I have my ear to. Okay, now I got. Oh, I'm going to take these off. That'll just drive me crazy. All right. So I have those tapes ready. I have the tape in the back ready. I'm going to go ahead and put that down onto the tape. The back is done. Just massaging. Just pulled off the little strip. I did a series just before this and I showed how I do that. So before I do these, I'm going to take this hair and I'm going to clip it up out of the way, and I'm going to pull this back and finally it stays. It stays. It stays. I buy it from Walmart and Amazon. I love it. And I have to order it. And I'm going to put it right across here. And this helps me keep my lace still. Okay. All right. And then I'm going to, I've got my little silicone tabs. And I'm going to take the other paper off and find my silicone tab and glue her down. Because I'm still a newbie. And the idea over starting to, encircle or something. I don't know, readjust, wiggle. I can't take it. So now I can release that and we can see what we got here. All right, you could just leave her just like that. I mean, just look at all those wonderful curls. And we turned her upside down, and maybe just, go through the upper section a little bit. And then I've got all these wonderful curls here. Just, run my fingers through a few of them, And then when it comes to the part, though, that very front section, I'm gonna run my comb through her. And I got big hair today. I really love it. And you see how I got that nice up going? I have been training her and really working with her about that. And so butterflies. So I'll just take a little section here and put it in. I could even give it a little bit more volume. Then I could, I think maybe you've seen me do this before. Just pull out my individual ringlets. There we go. All right, and then just say, okay, right there, maybe. And give her a little clamp. And I'm ready for the day. The things that I wanted to tell you. You must look on your box. You must look online. You must find out how hot these things get. You want to always get a curling iron with a low setting. Do not use high. I don't know. Just don't seem right. Do not use high. All right. And then, the larger the curling iron, the larger the curl. The smaller the section, the smaller the curl. Make sure that you check with your wig manufacturer about how much heat she can stand and do that. Don't do above that. Just do up to there. Don't even possibly lower than that. Check things out, Make sure that you know that you have tools that are agreeable with your hair. And I hope that you like this. I hope that you will subscribe. And I hope you'll like the page. I hope that you'll go down into the video and see all of my links, after it's first posted. It's just a little bit before they appear. And I hope that you will use my code at Frannies Hair. And that is www.frannies. There's no Y. There's no apostrophe. It's FRANNIESHAIR.com. And you put in Kimberly 30 and you will get 30% off. Now, there's a sale right now for some things that are like 40% off. But if you go ahead and put my code in there, they know I sent you. There's also a link you can click on that lets them know I sent you. And that really helps me out. And I hope that I've helped you out and you'll help me out a little bit. Now, I paid for this wig with my own funds. I forgot to say. And like and subscribe. And Frannie has a wonderful YouTube channel. If you go on there, you can find a link to her YouTube channel, and you can find a link to her Facebook group. That got me so much help. I mean, it's awesome. Victoria is just a wonderful consultant that will call you if you desperately need it. First time buyer, you're absolutely wigging out. Because she called me and I wouldn't have gotten a wig if it hadn't been for her. I had the money for weeks. I'd had the money for weeks. But until I met this wonderful team who cared about the new wig purchaser and the new wig wearer, and helping you learn how to measure your head and helping you learn how to, figure out the colors and stuff, I just had the money sitting in the bank. But when I found a place that would help me, that's when I purchased. So I recommend that you go over to Frannies. And I recommend that you send Matt an email, which is her son that handles customer service. Her daughter may do it as well. I have been speaking with Matt. And he will get you hooked up with the help you need, in my opinion. Alrighty. And the Facebook group. If you post on there, I want to buy a wig and I'm confused and I need help, you will get it. Alright. Because I did. That's how come I know. Alright. Bye, everybody.